the term forgiving technology I got from the fashion industry, and so there is fashion that is kind of forgiving to, for example, if you become fatter, well, the fabric adapts, yeah. So you don't have to
Stretches.
buy new clothes all the time, but the fabric you can look it up, and you can also fashion or clothes that grow with the children, so you can
I've
grow.
seen those.
So that's adaptive. So it's forgiving technology. Forgiving is okay. You're a little bit fatter, but we don't see it. Not me. That's it. So technology. If
You're
you look
looking in
at
great shape, Tom.
yeah,
I just thought I should say.
I ran 12 marathons or 16. Whatever.
I think you said, yeah, I can't remember how many you said. 16, you said.
but technology in the HR domain is still very much focused often on efficiency. Let's make sure that we optimize the process, that we can put everything in the workflow. And most of those technology forces us in common workflows. Where technology, and technology is fantastic, allows us to be a lot more adaptive, to, for example, adapt to the capabilities of Tom, Perry, George, Leo. Then, well, we are different. Why should we all use the same workflow? One of us is maybe more advanced, another is a little bit clumsy and older. So let's take that into account when we work as technology with those people, instead of saying, yeah, but this is the technology and you have to use it. Well, I don't see a lot of that forgiving technology that is used in a personalized way to make the life of people in work situations a lot better. And we force them in workflows that generally does not work, do not work for anybody. The best example always is performance management. We know that it's always, it doesn't work very well anywhere, but often because we force people to say this is how we do it, and we spend consultants and design on our process. You better do it. It's a global process. Good luck. Technology offers a lot of opportunity, and we maybe better use it to make the life in organizations a lot better. So that's the forgiving technology part, and it will come. It's undoubtedly, yeah. So it's that's a real trend because we see more. We see more in the consumer area. Cars, for example, that's a good example where cars adapt to the people who are driving the cars, even if they're clumsy and not so good.
If one of the things, I don't know if any of you know this, I'm just intrigued because I'm aware of HR chatbots and how these bots are becoming even more human-like and things like that. I don't know if anybody, I don't know from a research perspective, George, whether the CIPD are aware of this or how much is going on, but it's like the front line is a chatbot. I don't know whether you consider that to be well, I don't know if forgiving technology is quite the right term, but is this something you guys have come across, heard about? Is it? I don't know how widely used it is. I think it's quite a rare thing.
Well,
Would you be in favour of something like that?
Well, but they are generally not adaptive. So the chatbot does his or her thing.
Yeah.
And most chatbots are not very artificial intelligent powered. They have a list of 20 questions, and if you ask,
they look up tables.
So they don't think, oh, here is Tom.
No.
Hey, how can we? How does he like to be? How advanced? That's I have not seen it, but it's not so easy.
I think in some organisations it might be an efficient way of delivering some basic services. I think that it's not that it should never be used or it's not appropriate in any circumstances, but I think it is another move away from that personalized. The point is we employ people and everyone's different and everyone needs different things, and the more you try and standardize the offering or the way you treat your people, the more inhuman it becomes, and the less you are able to really motivate people to do their best work, because it's not about me, it's about I'm one of many. You don't care about me. We're all one person. We all have our own perspective on the world, and the more you try and create this world where everyone is vanilla and the same,
But then it's back to the dilemma reconciliation. It's how can you do both?
Yeah.
So, use the chatbots in a humanized way. Is because there are big advantages. For example, they are available 24/7. If it's 3 o'clock at night, you have a question, you can go there. And some people are quite happy with that. And you don't want other people to be sitting there waiting for a call. So
it answers the question completely. But if it's then that's replacing a personalized service, then exactly. So it's about.
So I know.
It's completely,
I know one major bank who implemented a chatbot, and it was very successful. It was a lookup table, Tom. It wasn't sophisticated. Now this talks to George's point and Tom's point actually, because it did take about 80% of queries away that people used to have to answer, really standard stuff, right? And people grew to love the chatbot because it's like, I just get that answer that I want like that when I want it. But when they wanted to talk to an operator, rather than go through a painful process of knowing the chatbot will eventually bounce them to a human being, all they did was they put the query in Greek and it instantly put them to a human being because it couldn't understand it. So people worked out how to hack the chatbot. I thought that was terrific. I can remember an advert from ServiceNow who, when they were promoting their platform, they said, look, if I'm a telegraph pole and I want to put my overtime claim in, I can use ServiceNow, voice activated, whatever, and it will put it. And I'm thinking, cool, that's good. But I think to both your points, I think it absolutely is. There are some things that works brilliantly for, and it won't be forgiving technology if it hasn't got machine learning and adaptability at the back end of it, because it will just be standard lookup stuff. But I think what people sometimes want is a quick answer, but sometimes a quick chat with a human being. So I think it's got to be in there.
But customization I know from KLM, our airline, they ask you, hey, how would you like to communicate with us? WhatsApp? Would you like email? Or do you like to speak to a person? They just ask what you want. And there are quite some people say, oh, okay, I'll send an email. Not everybody says, I want to speak to an operator. But that's a simple thing. Then you don't have to cheat. If you just, do you want to speak to a bot or a real person?
Yeah.
Well, some people say, okay, real person. And then you should be there.